Well, welcome back to the Dial In podcast. I'm here today with Paul Germanese, and he is the founder of AW4U. He is a top 1% realtor in Canada for many years. Had my radar on Paul since I started Shelta, so I'm very happy that I finally have you in the seat here. So thanks, Paul.
Yeah, pleasure. And we've met prior to Shelta with in your previous job and all that. So we've known each other a few years now. Right?
Yeah,
that was back on the 250 Manning project.
Yeah, right? Yeah, way back. Yeah,
final walkthroughs.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah,
nice to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
My pleasure.
So Paul, can you tell me a little bit about, I know a bit about your backstory. I really like, where you started and how you grew your people skills and your communication skills and your restaurant days to where you are now today. Yeah. How did you start AW for you?
So AW was started out of necessity, not on purpose. Okay. I was a busy individual realtor. And then, I started having kids, right? Yeah. And I worked, 9 to 9, 9 to 9 is probably being gently.
Yeah.
Right. It's probably 9 to like 10:30, 11 and every day while I was trying to build this and make a career of it. And those first few years are very difficult, right? Because you don't know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. You need reps. You need reps. And two, I just wanted it really, really bad. And I just really did whatever it took to make sure that I was reaching a level that was better than not last year, but last month. Yeah. So just busted, just kept going. And then I reached my goals, right? Yeah. Like my goals at that time were probably more monetary and unit based, right? Which as you mature, your goals most definitely change. Mm-hmm. But reaching those goals came out of sacrifice of time, of course. Yeah. And which I had. But then I started having kids, and I said, okay, I gotta figure something out here, and try and get home as best I can. And then that's when AW4U started. So started a little. Actually, it just started out with me and Chris Toldo, okay, and our assistant Megan, who was my cousin, and then from there, that manifested into the kind of the team concept that we flirted with, and then AW4U was born, and that was just simply what can we call ourselves so the marketplace understands that it's not about us, it's about them, right? Yeah, and. Always working for you was just like me screaming at a mountaintop that it's not about me. It's about you. I'll do whatever it takes, and I'll always represent your best interest. So yeah,
it's a very unique name and it's very catchy.
It is, and every marketer said not to do that, right? Yeah. The acronym AW4U, because then people aren't, and like saying the email address is annoying at times. AW, the number 4, the letter U.ca. Right. Yeah. Because they're like, nobody will understand what it is. But then when I thought about it and I sat with it, I was like, well, good. Then they'll ask me. Yeah. And then I can get into it and explain it, how it's always working for you, or it's like, this is about you. And again, I had an appointment yesterday where I always end it like, you're my new boss. Like I work for you. Mm-hmm. Like I have 150 bosses a year. Like, right. You're my newest one. Yeah. So whatever you need, I'm here. Just ask, be blunt. Yeah. If you need anything, just let me know and we'll get it done for you.
Yeah. I love the origin stories of brands and names. And I know in the early days too, even now today, when you go to approach a client and you let them feel like, this is really about your success, right? Yeah. And building value for you. And when we were building custom software back in the day, we became a little bit more systemized with our software platforms. It was always about, what does the client want? Yeah. So going to interview everyone from the guys on site to the guys in the office to the guys that are doing the sales. Yeah. What problems are you guys facing, right? And sort of like interviewing and vetting those clients. When you were getting your first few clients on board, right? And you're new young guy, new company. How did you get your first few clients to kind of believe in you?
They were always all by referral, right? Yeah. So my first client was one of my best friends, right? Yeah. So that one was not necessarily a referral, but that was like my first buyer client. And real estate comes down to confidence, and I can confidently say I did not know what I was doing. Yeah. Because it's what you learn in school, even today with real estate. Now it's at Humber College, but it's not real world, right? So getting that first client, I was extremely nervous. I thought a deposit on an offer was a down payment.
Yeah.
Right. And he was working with his dad as well. Shout out to Rat.
Yeah.
And, as that process went on, though, his dad was like, I bought real estate before. I've never had to put this big of a deposit down. And, I'm just like, well, you know what? Maybe things are different now. I don't know. So then I ran back to the office, and this is 18 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And did my research, and we were countering the offer back and forth, and then came back to him and said, listen, made a mistake. It's not a down payment, a deposit is just showing good faith. We can bring that down to $1,000 instead of whatever it was at.
Yeah.
And I just kept learning from every single one. But that deal I'll never forget because I learned so much on it. Then my first listing was a referral, and it was on Dillon in Tecumseh. I didn't even really know where Tecumseh was. Like I'm from Walkerville, and I don't go out to Tecumseh, LaSalle much, and I live in Tecumseh now, but. And again, it came down to confidence at the offer table. Got like bulldozed by the other agent. Like he just rocked me. Like I don't even think I got a word in. And it was a depressed market, of course. It was a heavy buyer's market. I was on the listing side, but I learned and I figured some things out there, right? So, and then my first year, I maybe did like 2 or 3 deals. Right?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And I was waiting tables and all that stuff, but. At the end of the day, both that buyer and that listing, as we figured things out in the deal, I ended up doing them really, really good, and I got it to the finish line. So every deal that I've done, even if it was 2 or 3 a year, I made sure that I did them really, really well and figured a lot of things out. And then that just transcended to the next year, where maybe I did 8 or 9, right, which is still. Like the average sale price is 140, right?
Yeah.
So that's like 8 or 9 deals back then is like one deal that we do now a week, right? But did them all good, and then that just kind of snowballed, and then word gets out, right? The city's small, and it was a different industry back then as well. As a very, I was one of the youngest realtors at that time, and the industry's just changed so much since then. It's a very young industry now, and but the word gets out really, really quick, right? So,
I was just talking to a friend the other day about starting his new venture, right, in the medical space.
Yeah,
and he's asking me about getting your first client and what it's like, and it sounds like there's a consistency of really somebody who gives you a chance in the early days. And if you follow through on that chance and you work it through to the end, to the finish line, like you were saying, and you do it well, you promise what you follow through on your promises, and you do it to a quality, and you keep that client and you refer them to other clients.
Those first clients were favors.
Yeah.
Right. They were, but those people liked me, and they believed in me and figured that I could do it.
Yeah.
Whether at that age and working other jobs and everything, I look back on it now, did I probably lose some clients because people didn't take me serious? Absolutely. I wasn't all in.
Yeah.
Then I reached a point where I did go all in, and then that's when it really took off for me in real estate, is when things I saw were moving in the right direction, and I just went, like, I quit everything, and I was just like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah.
And then that confidence just changed to the client. The clients can feel that too.
Right. Yeah. When you're all in, or you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
All in, no matter what.
Yeah.
Even in my office, on my team, there are no part-time realtors.
Yeah.
I refuse to hire anybody part-time. It's too serious of a transaction. It's too there's too many moving parts. There's you got to be available, and again, always working for you. Like, I couldn't imagine not being able to show a house because I'm working. Like, I mean, and no disrespect to people who do this part-time, but it's not the right message that I want to put out to the marketplace. I do want to put out the message that we do this full-time. This is all that we do. We work on the craft of real estate every single day. We're purveyors of real estate, and the client feels that. I promise you, the client feels that.
Yeah.
You can get it for cheaper. I mean, there's agents out there that probably charge. They'll do a listing for 3.5%, and that's what they charge, and that's that's probably what they should charge. They're probably spot on for what they're worth.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a very emotional process, right? I mean, just
Yes.
like buying a custom home, building a custom home, doing a real estate transaction, it's the largest, if not the largest purchase of your life that you're making with someone.
I talk about the emotion of real estate all the time,
Yeah.
and I don't do commercial real estate, and I can do commercial real estate. I've been involved in many deals in commercial real estate, but to do that day in and day out, there's not enough emotion in it for me.
Yeah.
Right. The resale market, the new construction, I need that emotion. I need to feel it too. I almost need the ups and downs and being able to reach that finish line with the client. I'm there for them the whole time, right? And I'm with them, and we feel the emotion of it too. Now our job is to exit the emotion and be able to provide sound decisions for them, exiting emotion out of it. And I think that's a great skill to have. But I love the emotion. I love the emotion of real estate. I love the emotion of life. I think life is all about emotions and how you deal with them, right? Some people are lucky enough to feel certain emotions, and other people are unlucky to feel certain emotions as well. But a lot of emotions that you feel is a result of you've felt the opposite emotion too, right? And they kind of play off each other. I love emotion.
Yeah. Well, commercial deals are done on spreadsheets.
Yeah.
And residential deals are done on sentiment.
I've always, every office I've built, the centerpiece of the office is a massive kitchen.
Yeah.
And that's us going in and building out that kitchen in the office. And the reason why all our offices are built around a massive kitchen is because that's where real estate transactions happen.
Yeah.
They happen at people's kitchen counters.
Yeah.
So that's why if you walk into our office, you will see our old office you've seen, you have beautiful kitchen. Our new office is like, people walk in and they're like, it's a massive kitchen.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's where we gather. That's where, but again, the emotion behind doing that kitchen there is because that's where real estate happens.
Yeah.
I love doing real estate at other people's houses. It's amazing. And to be able to walk into somebody's home and have that conversation. And I walk into people's homes, that's my first time meeting them.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, right? To just walk in and know that, okay, I'm here to serve. I'm here to help you. I have to almost like not to compare us to doctors by any means, but like a doctor, I have to diagnose the situation and then come up with the proper game plan for that house or that family, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That really ties
Never gets old.
the feeling of walking into someone's home. Yeah. I mean, you're entering their personal space, someplace that most people don't ever get a chance to visit someone.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going into a cold office. You're not going into, maybe a doctor's office, whatever it might be, but you're going into a place that they have their memories, they cherish moments. Yeah. One of the things when we were studying all the different condo sales, and I was doing 300-400 units, managing buyers for the developer I worked with, what was the number one thing that larger homes that are downsizing into condos wanted inside their condo?
We say dining room.
Well, you're spot on, because I did a little bit of an analysis and I did a bit of a vote almost kind of thing, and it was where's the dining room table going to go?
The family they want.
You're right.
They still want to have family over.
Yeah,
and that echoes that. We did not talk about this before, by the way. No. And that's the biggest thing with condos, and townhomes will be the same.
Yeah,
some townhomes have it. Some have just the pub style table that you can put in there. Yeah. And they can't vision themselves not having those moments with their family in their new place. And they understand that they're downsizing, but they won't downsize on memories.
Yeah.
Right. They want to make sure that they still have the ability to create those in their new space. And the dining room is always the killer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, probably 90% of the time that I spend with my nonna, my grandmother, I visit her for dinner every Sunday, is spent in the kitchen. Yeah. Right. If I look back at my childhood, most of our moments together were in the kitchen.
Same.
Right.
Same. And it was the best. And just popping by there, and we're gonna get off track here for a second, but just popping by there like makes their day. Yeah. Like it's unbelievable the power of just bringing your presence over to your Nona and Nono's house. And I experienced the same. Just makes their day, and it's amazing. Yeah. It's great to grow up with stuff like that. Yeah. You still have your
my Nona, yeah.
Yes, nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. No, and I cherish those. I mean, those are part of my favorite part of the week, right? It's just like, whatever's going on in the world, You're always going to be greeted with a big smile and a hug, and food's on the table, and there's a cafe.
It's the best. Lost my Nona a few years ago, but my Nono passed away late last year, and he was 99.
Wow.
Great life, like a good 99.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tony.
Yeah.
A great 99.
Yeah.
Like awesome. Was always with it, and God bless. That's awesome. But that kitchen table was awesome.
Yeah.
And everybody's speaking Italian. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Right? But you can kind of follow it, right?
Yeah.
Do you speak Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't, but I could always understand what they were talking about, right? Like I couldn't have the conversation back. And the conversation was very animated, of course, but I could always pick up what they were talking about and understand what they were talking about. It's just I couldn't partake in the conversation of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even when you came in the room today, I haven't spoken to you, and it's been, in person for almost a year, right?
Yeah.
And just your demeanor, the calmness that you can bring into a room, I can definitely feel that upon you first seeing you, right?
Thank you.
And I think the soft skills in business, right? Because it's a competitive market, right? There's many realtors, but I always thought it was an interesting fact that something like 90% of the business deals in real estate are done by the top 10%. I mean, I might be messing with the numbers, but somewhere along those lines.
They've always said it's an 80-20 business.
80-20?
20% of the agents do 80% of the business.
Right.
And that's because 20% of the agents probably carry themselves more professionally and look at the business as a career of service as opposed to to meet ends, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what it comes down to. There's a lot of agents in the marketplace, but there is a lot of professionals, but not as many as people just holding a license.
Yeah.
And that can be frustrating to some because, again, I think the business should be looked at very, very highly, right? Because, but I also understand what I do for people. And again, we're not doing God's work by any means, and we're still getting paid. But I love that I only get paid if you're happy with the result.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I have to prove my worth to you in order to get to have the honor of getting paid.
Yeah.
And with every client, I always say, when you sign at the lawyer's table, I want you both to look at each other and be like, he did what he said he was going to do, and he went above and beyond, and he earned it. And that's always my goal.
Yeah.
And that will never change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very collaborative business as well. There's a realtor that you and I know both quite well, and I know
name him.
No, I'm not going to no name drop, but I know when I spoke about you and I getting together, and he said, Paul's one of those guys. I can call him and bring him a deal, whatever it might be, and I just know that it's going to get taken care of and it's going to get done to a standard that I would hope it would get done at.
Well, the best situation for, again, the client is always top of mind. And the best situation for a client is when two professionals are on either side of the deal and representing a buyer, representing a seller, and it just goes smoothly. That's great for the clients.
Yeah.
The worst part of any business transaction is when one side knows what they're doing and the other side doesn't.
Yeah.
That's when bad deals happen. If both sides are happy, that's a feat that you want to repeat all the time.
Yeah.
Right? We want happy buyers and we want happy sellers and we want fairness. And two professionals dealing with each other can really, really figure that out and find common ground 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. Now you built that brand and that expectation personally. And I'm going to pull some words from Avery, our chief branding officer. I love his definition of what a brand is. Yeah. But a brand is an expectation, right? When you look at Nike, or you look at McDonald's, or you look at AW for you know what you're going to expect when you enter that room. Yeah. How did you transcend that reputation and that standard to your team? How do you teach your team, right?
So morals,
yeah.
Right? We have high morals in our office. The only time you're ever going to get a stern sit down for me is if you're doing bad business. Like that's just unacceptable. It's off brand.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. I can't relate to it. From the branding aspect, I mean, everybody. Like, and I have people that reach out that want to work for the brand all the time. Yeah. But the exclusivity of it is something that's nice as well. Although we've grown quite a bit, probably in the past year and a half, more than we have before, there's still that exclusivity to the company, right? Where I think the marketplace knows that we don't take in just anybody. These are all handpicked individuals that bring something different to the table and help each other out in the office. It's a very collaborative team.
Yeah.
And that shows when you're in our office. Like we are helping each other like to no ends. It's not we're not competing with each other. Although we all have our individual separate goals.
Yeah.
We're really, really collaborating and working together. And,
Yeah.
and that's what I always, and that's why I took my name out of the brand, is because, you know, I always say we work for the brand, not the man. Right.
Yeah.
And when the morals are set and the standard of practice is set and everybody knows it's a non-negotiable, that's when good things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're really playing towards the laws of scalability as well, right? The business needs to be able to run without necessarily Paul tied to every decision that is made, right? Giving
Yes.
your team members, it sounds like, the autonomy to make those decisions.
Yes.
And it sounds like your team members don't play the hot potato game of like, hey, oh, it's your client, you know, you can take care of your client. It's like, no, it's like if you have an issue with your car, you want, you know, some help with that client. It sounds like everyone bands together, right? It's a win for the whole team.
Yeah, we've got a couple. We've got one junior agent, which is kind of like a utility knife for the team.
Yeah,
and a lot of people use the younger agents to help them with their business, right?
Yeah,
because you can't be everywhere at every moment. But when the training in the office is just real world training, there's no like handbook where it's like, you know, today we're doing training at 3:00.
Right.
No, it's like these are the deals that are happening. This is what happened on this deal. This is where this is where the deal went wrong. This is where we found success, and it's just learning from that. It's learning from listing appointments and how to have conversations with people. It's learning from losing offers. It's learning from getting offers, and it's real world learning, which takes more time than textbook learning, right? Because you have to be in these situations and again, these reps to understand how to relate it to your business.
Yeah. No, I'm a firm believer as well. It's hard to learn inside of a textbook for industries like yourself or like construction. I mean, I went to a year of construction project management training and learned way less than I would have learned in 2 weeks on a construction site.
I don't think I'll ever read a book again.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that. I don't think I've read a book in 20 years.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably light, you know.
Yeah.
And will I listen to a book? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But to sit there and that's why I never did well in school, right? I had no desire to sit there and read a book. I'd be reading a book and thinking about the Lions game or whatever. Right. It's just I don't care enough to read a book. But I had to learn that about myself too.
Yeah.
But all I listen to is podcasts, whether it's real estate or self-development. That's all good stuff that I put in here. I can't even like really listen to like a sports podcast. It's just I need to put like good stuff in here all the time.
Yeah. What worked for you back when you first started AW for you that not necessarily something that you still practice to this day?
Give me an example.
Well, back in the day when you were going to all the client meetings yourself, right? You're taking every phone call, you're taking every meeting. How are you now delegating when a phone call comes through to the office? And
so hiring. I think the biggest obstacle when your business starts going, is knowing that you're drowning, and knowing that you have to make an investment in. Every problem is solved from it's either a person or a system. Yeah. So in the infant stages of a real estate career, when you're running ragged, and because this business can exhaust you, it can most definitely drain you, and you can reach burnout very, very easily. But realizing that if you're trying to build something special, like you won't be able to do it alone. It's impossible. So making that first hire was huge, and then you can start delegating some stuff. Like if you call the office or myself to list your house, like it's still me answering the phone, and it's still me coming over, and it's still me listing the house. Yeah. Right. Because that's still, it like inspires me and gets me fired up. Yeah. Right. I still very much enjoy selling real estate, and I don't think that will end. Yeah. Right. I have no desire to, we call it be off the road as an agent. Right. Whereas some agents that run big teams, they're off the road, right? They're building that business, and that's awesome. There's people even locally that are so good at that. Yeah. But again, for me, it comes back to the emotion, right? There's I just love the emotion of selling real estate. So now Can I show every buyer every single house? I cannot.
Yeah.
It's impossible, right? And again, I got 3 kids and this, that, the other. So what we do is I always bring on somebody to work with the buyer alongside me. And I kind of explain it like a doctor, right? Where you come in, you see the doctor, not another doctor reference.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have went to med school.
Yeah.
I couldn't read the books.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to read.
Yeah.
So you come in, you see the doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor is going to diagnose what's going on. We all know who does the heavy lifting in the hospital or in a medical setting, the nurses, right? So then the nurse comes in, the buyer's agent comes in, does all the care for and all of that. And then when it's time for surgery offer, guess who comes back? The doctor, right? So that's kind of the analogy that we have that we use with buyers at times.
Yeah. And do you guys have a standardized process? So once a client enters your ecosystem of AW for you, it's sort of like this is our standard operating procedure of how we greet the client and what the first steps are, what the next steps are.
The listing side is all systemized, right? But you have to understand real estate's a different workflow and it's a different workplace.
Yeah. So
if there's 12 agents there, at least what we've built, that's almost 12 individual businesses.
Yeah.
Because again, we promote individuality within the team.
Yeah.
Right. So how this person runs their business and how this other agent runs their business is going to be very different because they're different people. So they always have systems that they can fall back on, but their day-to-day contact with the client is going to vary between the 12.
Yeah.
Right. Which makes it on the operations side, it can be a very frustrating place to run because agents are not employees. Agents are partners, right?
Right.
And I'm an agent as well. So when I put my agent hat on, well, I'm part of the 12.
Yeah.
Right. And then I have to throw my ops hat on from time to time every day and make decisions. Well, that's a different thought process. And sometimes ops will get frustrated with me because something will happen during the day and an agent has a success or a failure or an issue and it'll come to ops and I have to make a decision on it. Well, I'm also an agent, so I can see how their decision process led to that happening.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll end up siding with the agent because I understand the intricacies of running that business.
Right.
It's a very complicated business to run a real estate team.
Yeah.
Because of that. Because again, you have to remember they're not employees.
Right.
Even if we're out in public and somebody says, "Oh, you work for Paul," that doesn't even register to me. Like that's false. Like that's not how we look at it.
Right.
Works with me.
Yeah.
Right. At AWF, I'm an agent just as much as they are, but work for me. No, nobody in there except for the ops team and my listing transaction coordinator. Those are the ones that work for me.
Yeah.
But even that doesn't even feel like correct, right? Because we all work together.
If I were to take a construction analogy, would I imagine you almost like the plaza owner and then all of your individual realtors own shops in your plaza?
No, because I mean, you could even like use the barbershop analogy or the salon analogy where they rent a chair, but that's not true either.
Right.
It's really a unique one-of-one setup, right? Where we use all the same resources, but there's no. It's a weird place.
Yeah. Well, you talk about the exclusivity of AW for you, right? You get inquiries often, right? To want to work with you guys, right?
Yeah.
I want to be on the team, right?
Yeah.
So what is your vetting process like to bring team members on? And what are some non-negotiables for you of like, this is the type of person I want?
So non-negotiable first is like you have to be full-time.
Full-time, yeah.
And that doesn't mean that I won't sit down with you because even like I have agents that want to sit down and I'll always sit down with them.
Yeah.
And I'll guide you to where I feel is probably the best fit for you, or I'll open up your eyes to a few different things. Because I'm a fan of the business. Like I'm a realtor's realtor. I love people who do good real estate. There's enough out there for everybody. I'm not intimidated by anybody who gets their license. I know what I provide to the marketplace. I know, your vibe attracts your tribe. I know the type of client that I attract, which is thankfully vast, right?
Yeah.
whether it's 199 or 4 million, like I know how to serve everything from here to here and in between. And I love it. And it's great. But this really comes down to integrity. And in our office, being a winner is not who sells the most houses, who makes the most commission, although that is good. That is recognized. Like, I mean, we all have to have a great life that we want to try and lead and live. Mm-hmm. But it's who's coming in consistently, putting in the work to the craft of real estate.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. You have to understand what we're selling, right? We're not selling, we're not necessarily selling real estate. We're selling who's going to serve the marketplace the best.
Yeah.
Right. So what we're trying to create over there is like the 4 seasons of real estate, of taking care of clients and all of that. The real estate part I can teach.
Yeah.
But I can't teach any agent the business until they get business.
Yeah.
Right. Teaching the business is the easiest part for me. The hardest part is figuring out individually what you want to implement to get business.
Right.
And that's always been the hardest part to figure out.
And how have you found realtors building their own personal brands, right? Because now on social, every time somebody has a listing, there's a cool video that comes out of the home.
I'm sick of video. I'm sick of it because it's my algorithm's probably a little bit more heavy on that.
Yeah.
But it's intro, B-roll, outro, right?
Yeah.
So it might be a case where everybody thinks they probably have to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying don't do it because real estate videos are double faceted where it helps to sell the listing, gives you a little bit more information on it. Are the videos selling the listings? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are they helping brand the realtor? Yes.
Yeah.
For sure. It's definitely not hurting the listing. Like we put a video out this week on Barry with the
Step Brothers.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Yeah.
See?
Yeah. But I caught my eye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a 4 or 5 hour production.
Right.
Like a guy can't do that on every listing.
Right.
But I promise you that if either one of those fine gentlemen go up this weekend, the conversation of real estate is going to come up.
Yeah.
And being a real estate agent is all about how many conversations can you create about real estate on a weekly basis with people, right? And the question that is always asked to us in our industry is, how's the market?
Yeah.
Right? And that's a question that if somebody ever asks any realtor that question, you must take that question with like the most seriousness and honor that you can, because that means that person looks at you as a real estate professional.
Yeah.
And that's what we work so hard to do. So that question to me when asked is never, well, it's good. But tariffs, the war, and but it's good.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's like, oh, thank you for asking. Are you asking on the commercial side? Are you asking on the residential side? What area? Because there's sub-districts too, right? Like we're in Walkerville right now. Like that's a separate market, right? So really get to the core of why that person's asking you that question, because they're asking you that question for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. But if they answer like I'm just small talk here, I'm just shooting the shit, say, well, it's fine.
Yeah.
But like try to take that question and respect it, right? Because and respect that they're looking at you as a real estate professional, and that means you're doing a good job. So pat yourself on the back anytime somebody asks you how the market is.
Yeah, subject matter expert, right?
Yeah.
I mean, growing up, my best friend became a wealth advisor. Shout out to Steph. But one thing that was always kind of impressed me is even when we were in university, he was always reading up on markets, right? Always reading up on trends. Even when before he became an advisor, it was like telling his buddies, hey, did you guys see this? And like, no, we didn't look into that, that gold rush or whatever it might be, but just always being well-read in your industry.
Yeah.
I know the ways that he was, doing, always reading articles, reading different, books on it, listening to podcasts like you do. How do you stay top of your game, sharp all the time?
I typically carry 2 coaches at a time typically.
Okay.
I've always had a coach. I've always had multiple coaches. So that's one way. The podcast and books and all that. Like and YouTube. Like I just consume so much real estate content, and it's by this time it's curated to what I need, and then leadership stuff I enjoy quite a bit. But I'm just I just live and breathe it. Like,
Yeah.
and I think there's certain stuff that you can teach, and then there's certain stuff that you just have to have.
Yeah.
Right. As I got deeper into real estate, like I just love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm so grateful that I found it, to be honest, because it's so enjoyable and it never gets old to me. Right. It just never gets old. But
Yeah.
I'm a savage, right? Like I this is what I do, and I want this to be a massive part of my identity,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to stay up on everything.
Yeah.
Like, even like bank economic reports, like what they see coming out and all that. And every part of it I love, and there's always so much to do in real estate, especially when you build a team.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say ground zero, but we're always at ground one, right? Like
Yeah.
there's just so much more I want to do. I feel like I'm just getting started. It's just sky's the limit, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that, like the energy that you're bringing, right? Like you're a savage when it comes to taking in detail, taking in information. You love what you do, and I can feel it. You exude that, right? I mean, we always developers ask us all the time. They're like, Dave, what do you think is the best way to reach these people about these new developments, right? And we have our methods, right? A lot of it's visualization, getting 45,000 people on our sites a month. Like it's a big numbers thing, right?
Yeah.
But I'm curious to ask you, right, is how do you, if you're launching something new or there's a new property, you can do a cool video, you can do all that stuff, but how do you get in front of buyers and the right buyers?
So you can do this two ways. You can get in front of buyers, or you can get in front of those buyers' agents.
Yeah.
So the phone is still undefeated.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes you just have to hit the phones, right?
Yeah.
And make sure people understand what you're offering. Mm-hmm. Right. Of course, the videos, MLS, Realtor.ca. There's no like silver bullet that's going to sell a house. It's just making sure that it's available to see to the right people at the right time.
Yeah.
If you have to do an open house, you have to do an open house. And then, but a lot of times it comes down to you and your client talking and being like, okay, if nobody's coming to see it, we send our sellers all the back end stats from social media, Realtor.ca, who's viewing it, why, how long are they watching the video, when do they stop watching the video, all of that stuff. But if nobody comes and sees the house, I don't have what's most important, which is marketplace feedback. Mm-hmm. And if nobody's coming to see the house, then this is not rocket science.
Yeah.
There's no, I haven't carved out an hour here for autographs for my Pulitzer Prize or anything like that.
Right.
This is not hard stuff.
Yeah.
Right. It comes down at the end of the day to numbers a lot of the times.
Yeah.
So and like I say, if we can situate ourselves where we can get people to come and see this house, and the best marketing tool is always price.
Yeah.
Then our worst case scenario at that point is we have live market research and we have feedback.
Yeah.
And if all that feedback comes back that it's price, great. Now we know what to do, if anything.
Yeah.
Now, if everybody says price, that doesn't mean that we're reducing. It just means we're going to be more patient.
Yeah.
Okay, because patience in this marketplace is very key.
Yeah.
Very key. Because people, this is the most confusing market I've ever worked in the 18 years. And that's coming from, a 2008, 9, 10 market, which was a different beast in itself, from people stealing copper and ACs. And it was, I could show 30 houses on a week and they'd all be foreclosures. It was pretty wild.
Wow.
It's all I knew at the time. To the COVID market, where it was like, oh my God, this is unsustainable. Mm-hmm. Like I'm looking at the prices and I'm like, this doesn't make this can't sustain for much longer.
Yeah.
To now, where it's inventory's rising, number of sales are dropping, but the average sale price is actually going up. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, this is the simple economics would tell you that they if inventory is rising and sales are dropping, well, price should drop too.
Right.
So that's the most confusing part about this market. But it takes patience. Mm-hmm. It takes patience, and with all my sellers, it's all a patience game.
Yeah.
And it's the art form of explaining that to that particular seller, so it registers and makes sense for them. Because what makes sense to you may not make sense for the delivery may not make sense for another person.
Yeah.
So, and then just showing them why it takes patience.
Yeah, timing is everything as well.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And your playbook sounds very similar to ours when it comes to market. We coined it as market validation, right? So getting a project out there will validate the market sentiment towards your development or towards your project, right?
Yeah.
And you won't know that unless you spend time putting yourself out there, putting your boots to the ground, right? Understanding, is there enough parking? Is the price too high? Is the price, or is it amenity focused, right?
How do we find out in my world
Yeah.
what a property's worth? At the end of the day, it's from offers, right?
Not appraiser per se.
No, it's from offers from the marketplace.
Yeah.
So if we can generate 3 to 5 offers and we put them all upside down, I said, here's the good news. We're going to find out what your place is worth today.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've already negotiated these as high as I can. This person stayed here. This person started here. I got them up to here. You'll see all that. Would you like to find out what your place is worth today? Yes. Great. Doesn't mean we're selling it. It just we're going to find out what it's worth.
Yeah.
Now, on the opposite side, if you get no offers, well, then we can make the assumption that you might not be worth that listing price, right? But still have to be a little bit patient. It's just as important to know what you're worth than to know what you're not worth.
Yeah.
They're both equally as important to make massive decisions.
Yeah.
And there's houses I have right now where it's my game plan. Like, and the clients trust me 1,000%, and they listen, and my game plan is implemented. And then a week goes by, and and the result is not how I expected, right? I have to have that conversation with them. Okay, we have to re-strategize here. We have to try something a little bit different, but we can't give up. Like we have to keep going. Yeah, and you have to be patient. You have to be patient.
Yeah, value is determined by what those are willing to pay for it. Yeah. Right. That's how you
the buyer will determine a house is only worth what a buyer is willing to pay. Yeah. Right. And that's will stay true forever. You know, and in a busy market, sometimes they overpay. Yeah. Right. In COVID, we lost so many offers because we couldn't justify it. Yeah. Right. We could not justify it. And we would spend an hour, 2 hours on a price out at a number where we're like, okay, we got to run the numbers again because this number doesn't make me feel comfortable to have my buyer pay that. Yeah. And then we would get there, we get close, okay, I could see because every week the numbers were changing. And they're like, okay, let's stamp it, let's sign it. Okay, this should be. And then we lose by $100,000. And we're like, well, what the fuck? Yeah. So there's no rhyme or reason. Yeah. There was no rhyme or reason back then. So. Well, that's what I think is so cool too about your industry is like the prices can vary. There's no regulation that says your house needs to sell for this, right? Yeah. You pick the price. Yeah. Every time. Yeah. A new price, a new home. Yeah. Right? And a lot of times with buyers where, it's at $799, we run the numbers and it's worth $720, $730, and it's plain. It's not rocket science. Yeah. I know why they're at $799. It's not the agent's number; it's the seller's number. Yeah. And chances are they're at $799 because on the back end they probably bought something for X and they need Y and they need to serve their delta of what they want in their pocket to be able to make the purchase happen. Yeah. Okay. But you have to know your numbers and you have to be savvy enough to know that $799 is incorrect. Go to your buyer and say, this one isn't for us. Yeah. Okay. Because what they want, we're not paying that. Right. And if you ever see that sell at that price, well, then that person overpaid. And that's not going to be you. Yeah. Ever. Yeah. Ever. So you got to know your numbers though. Yeah. So you've sold at $299. You mentioned you've sold at $4 million, right? Yep. Now, what would you say is your niche or your specialty, or do you feel like is it new construction? Is it residential? New construction. I love new construction. Yeah. Residential resale is the space I hang out in the most, without a doubt. Okay. Yeah. And the construction side of things, what is that process like? Have you been a part of a few development projects, and what makes those different? So they're interesting because you can negotiate a whole deal. And actually what we're seeing now with the builders is it was like back in the early 2000s where like you can get a driveway or some sod or some basement development into it to make the deal happen, or some appliances or whatever it is, right? So we're able to negotiate those things back in now. But new construction is, again, there's emotion there. Not as much as I like. I'm a big emotional guy, right? Because once you're firm on the deal, it's kind of builder and client take it from there, right? A lot of these builders these days, they have their own in-house designers and they have their supplier list and all of that. Not to say that we exit from the deal, but we're just a middleman at that point. And, and I don't like to be a middleman. I just get in the way.
Right.
They're on deck if you need anything, but once the deal's negotiated, it's kind of builder, and the builders these days are awesome.
Yeah.
Man, do they ever know how to serve the client, especially with the tools that you're starting to offer them and providing them. It's makes that decision process easier. I found when we built our own house, there was just too many decisions.
Yeah.
Like we're driving around neighborhoods. Like, oh my God, look at that grout. Like what color's that grout? Like, oh my God, that's amazing grout.
Yeah.
Like, and we got to decide on this by Friday.
Yeah.
What color's your grout, man?
Yeah. You gotta take a photo.
Yeah. It's shadow peach. Oh, great, man, thanks.
Yeah.
Losers, right? Like, now it's like there's renderings and this is what click. This is what it looked like this is like, oh my God, okay, great. I want that. Make that for me.
Yeah.
Right. So it's things are getting streamlined a lot more, which is nice.
Now,
easier.
with the inventory that's out there, because you mentioned the inventory is increasing. I know the new construction inventory is increasing.
Yeah.
Where do you see certain new construction projects being more attractive than others? Is it amenity focused? Is it location?
I think the new construction is at the mercy of the resale market.
Yeah.
And I think the new construction won't be back fully until there's frustration set in the resale market again.
Yeah.
The biggest boom that we had on the new construction side was a result of people getting sick and tired of losing offers.
Yeah.
And feeling that emotion of disappointment. Right? They got sick of it.
Yeah.
So they're like, fine, I'll wait 5-6 months. And it ended up being great decisions because you would firm the deal up today, and in 5 months, you'd almost have like 70, 80K of what's the word I'm looking for?
Down payments.
No, it's 80K of profit
yeah.
in there, right?
Yeah.
So that's fantastic, right?
Yeah.
So, but that, again, that's market timing.
Yeah.
So I don't think the new construction will come back with demand until there's frustration set in the resale market.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which sucks because there's a lot of great projects that want to kick off. And again, as money gets cheaper, you'll see all of that kind of take off.
Yeah. We've had some really great projects with sales teams when, because at the end of the day, I mean, when technology came around and it was like renders and virtual tours, or sort of this fear that like, oh, we can just use renders and virtual tours. But like we firmly stand behind having sales teams attached to those assets, right? If you don't have the right like virtual reality and the cool stuff that we can put out there and the technology is only as good as the people that are using it.
Yeah.
Right. As the user input. So we always found like working with sales teams was when they hit the ground running and do what they do best, right? Bring the emotion into it. Because no matter how good the technology is, we can't make it emotional. Right.
Yeah.
So having the team equipped with that and giving you guys the resources to go out and do what you do best, but automating a lot of the back end. And just that when you sit down and look at a 2D sketch, you have the confidence that what you're buying into is actually going to look like something.
Yeah, you have to deliver it to the marketplace, right?
Yeah.
If you're selling, there's some markets to that too, right? If you're selling townhomes, well, that's a different demographic.
Yeah.
Right. You have to expect people who are a little bit older to come in for these appointments from time to time. Not everybody.
Yeah.
But the bulk of those appointments are going to be with people making their last purchase.
Right.
So they need to be sat down with and they need everything explained to them.
Yeah.
And to have those tools is great, but you have to be the navigator of those tools for them.
Totally.
Right. So, and that's again, that's the beauty of real estate, because every client is totally different.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody who is a little bit more savvy with the tech, they want the link and they want to dissect it and obsess over it themselves.
Yeah.
Right. And then they'll come to you with the questions.
Right.
Right. So it's interesting.
Yeah. But either way, you're involved.
Yes.
Whether it's the older buyer, whether it's the younger buyer, there's still that touch point.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think that'll go away.
No.
I don't think anybody will ever make a real estate decision or decisions that large. Even like look at the car industry. They've been trying to go online, and some are having success.
Yeah.
But they want to go in, and they want to touch and feel it, and they want to understand, and they want to feel good about their purchase and make sure that they're making the right decision.
Right.
Right. I got an appointment yesterday. I'm going through the numbers with them, and it was listed before with somebody else, and they're looking at the numbers like, oh yeah, okay, well yeah, that makes sense. And they were listed for like half a year. And I looked at them, I go, has anybody done this with you before? And they're like, no. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, because the first goal is always to educate them, and then make decisions, right? And that appointment yesterday, the ultimate, I looked them in the eyes and I said, guys, I got 3 kids.
Yeah.
Okay. They eat a lot.
Yeah.
And they play a lot of sports, and they like the 4 seasons just as much as me.
Yeah.
And I can get to do all this by going from for sale sign to sold sign. I would be the first one to tell you, don't put your house up right now. It's not the right time for that. Why would you throw yourself into the pool of 27 other ones when if we can wait off a little bit? Typically, I see, so in the summer markets come down in sales because people are busy. Then September is like people are getting used to new routines. Then October, I see a little blip. So I said, let me just monitor it. Let me see. And of course, they have time, right? Which is a huge factor to learn. But let me see if there's a little blip as we head into October. You're already prepped. You're already ready to go. If I call you to pull a trigger, I can get marketing and everything done in a day and turned over.
Yeah.
Let me just monitor the market for you a little bit.
Yeah.
And my favorite time to sell is January and February.
Okay.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. Depending on the product, of course, but inventory's super low.
Yeah.
Buyers who are out there are super serious. If it's minus 30 and you're looking at houses,
Right.
you're pretty serious.
Yeah.
You're pretty serious. And my inventory is like slashed in half.
Right.
So always my favorite time. Our spring market starts like mid-January.
Okay.
And then once it goes to about May, is very healthy.
Oh, that's really good to know because we get asked all the time when it comes, even with new construction projects, what's the right time to launch?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm sure there's more nuances that go into that decision.
Yeah.
But for someone like you that has to manage, for example, you want to just kind of keep an eye on the market for those clients.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're doing that for many people, right? You probably have a Rolodex, longer than this table. So how do you keep track of all these client relationships? When's the last time you contacted so-and-so? When's their birthday?
We have a whole CRM system,
Yeah.
and every person who's in there, I get an email when it's their birthday and everything. And I love wishing people a happy birthday. And I'm like, this is awesome. And it's not like, hey, happy birthday, looking to buy, sell, or invest.
Right.
Call me. No, it's happy birthday. Hope you have a great day. And I hope they have a great day. It's their birthday. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So we use a system called Follow Up Boss, which is popular in the real estate world, and that's what the whole team runs off of. Makes it easy for our mail outs, and like our mail outs are awesome. Like I should throw you on there.
Yeah.
It's they're just fun stuff to get. Like today or this month we have an air freshener going out. Like it's all branded and everything.
Yeah.
It's the tree air freshener, but branded to us.
Yeah.
Next one will be a Lions calendar schedule, which we had great success with last year.
Yeah.
We send out scratch tickets for St. Patrick's Day. It's just something fun to do, and it's that moment that I'm excited to get some mail from this real estate company.
Right.
Like why not make it worth something, right?
Right.
They're expensive to do, but the return of people just becoming cheerleaders for us is invaluable.
Yeah. I mean, someone like you who's been in sales for, 18 years plus the years before that when you were doing serving. I mean,
Absolutely.
Myself being a few years into sales, what I've realized is that sales is never really about the sale, right?
Yeah.
It's not really about the few numbers. Like that may be 10% of the conversation,
Yeah.
but most of the conversation is getting to know someone on a human level, right? Do I actually want to do business with this person?
Yeah.
So how much of this sale conversation, like what are some lessons about sales that you have learned in these 18 years?
Sales. Oh man. So in real estate, it's really two different businesses.
Yeah.
So there's the listing side and the buy side.
Right.
The listing side is sales.
Yeah.
Right. So we take the consultant's approach.
Yeah.
And I always say for sale sign, it's the consultant's approach.
Right.
When it's the for sale signs up, I just became the salesperson for this home, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
Right. And you have to understand who I'm selling to. I'm selling to agents.
Right.
Right. Because most people, if they're doing this the right way, they have representation on the buy side, which I highly recommend.
Yeah.
Both sides should have separate representation. I don't even enjoy double ending stuff. It just muds the water too much, and I'd rather have that buyer have their own representation, if I'm being honest with you.
Okay.
Then the buy side is not sales at all.
Yeah.
Like it's strictly consulting.
Yeah.
It's not sales at all. Like I couldn't imagine having a buyer client and be like, oh, I got to wrap them up by, these 10 houses, or, like I just got to get them into something. No, that takes time. Listing side is sales, buying side is strictly consulting. They're two totally different businesses. But again, on the listing side, remember who we're selling. We're typically selling to the agents.
Right.
Right.
So that sounds like it's more of a relationship business at that point, right? All the different listing agents that you know of. How often are you finding agents that you haven't never done a deal with, right? And it's the first time doing a deal together. Is that often, or?
Yeah. It is. Or, and you could tell, I mean, again, I'm pretty tapped in. I'm pretty dialed in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you are.
I know I've religiously checked our real estate board every single day.
Cool.
And I look at what the list price was, what the sale price was, who the listing agent was, who the buying agent was, because I want to know who's doing business out there.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of great realtors out there, and doing business with them is awesome.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be in a negotiation where maybe doesn't start off on the right foot that I would expect. Right. Might be some TV shows out there these days and stuff where they maybe for ratings they want it to be dog eat dog and butt heads, right? But again, you have to stop those negotiations right there and say, listen, I'm on the list side, you're on the buy side. Okay. At the end of the day, I can do a lot more for you than you can do for me. Let's start this off on a better foot here and make sure that we're working towards the same goal.
Yeah.
So let's start over. I'm here to help you. Then there's other deals that you get into where the agents are raw and raw, and I'll get the offer and I'll just go through it, and there's just so many mistakes on it. But at that point, I'll call them and I'll say, is this one of the first deals that you've done? Like how many offers have you written? It is. Could you tell? I said, yes, but I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
Okay. So here where you put the irrevocable, the irrevocable means how long the offer is good for.
Yeah.
So you put the date for yesterday when you wrote the offer, but you need to give me time to respond to the offer.
Yeah.
So just keep in mind, like when you see irrevocable, that just means how long the offer is good for. And then title search and then all this other stuff. But I'll always help them.
Yeah.
I'll always help them. I'll always sit down with any agent that is struggling. I will sit down with agents that are not struggling.
Right.
I love talking shop. I love talking about the business. I love, at this point, I love teaching it. I love giving back to the business. I think it's heading in a great direction. And I think there's a ton of talented agents out there. It's a fun marketplace to work in. Yeah. It's a fun marketplace to work in.
So you personally have a very strong reputation, the Paul brand. How does building your own personal brand come into play into the success of your business?
Like AW for you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. I just always wanted a really different brand.
Yeah.
And something that's innovative and willing to try things that, why be like everybody else?
Yeah.
Right. I just, and I've said this before, my desire was to just create a cool brand.
Yeah.
And have an impact and a positive impact in the marketplace. But I don't know how my brand looks to the outside. It's very hard to tell when you're so deep in it, and there's problems that come up every day, right? And that gets a lot of your attention. Not major problems, but I don't know what my brand looks like to the outside, to be honest. I have no idea.
When you say problems, are you talking problems?
Like internal problems and deals gone awry.
Oh, okay.
And wins and losses and all of that, right? And again, you're managing 12 personalities and sometimes things come up.
Yeah.
But there's never been a problem that we can solve, that's for sure.
Right. So as your brand continues to scale, right? I mean, you've grown to 12 realtors. I'm assuming you continue to plan to grow.
No.
No?
No. This is my I'm not going to say I'm never going to grow, But this is my sweet spot.
Okay.
So I like living between at 10 agents, give or take 2 agents.
Okay.
For now.
Yeah.
Right. But like adding agents to my team on my totem pole of stuff to do
Right.
is at the very bottom right now.
Okay.
I just added to 3 awesome people, and all my offices are physically filled, and I'd rather like a Marine style team, where less agents doing a lot of deals each, as opposed to having to bring in a bunch of agents that are only doing a couple, right? So this is where I'm at.
No, I really like that.
Yeah.
There's a few guys that I read into who are founders of companies, and they talk a lot about team bloat, and sometimes you have such large teams that you actually end up moving slower.
Yeah.
Right. And the culture is not necessarily dispersed amongst the entire team because it becomes such a large organization that it's hard to stay true to that your core values as a company.
You have to be profitable too, right?
Yeah.
So right now my focus is on the brand as we just added these final pieces and seeing where we can take that the rest of the year with some wacky stuff. So, but we'll see what we can cook up, and it's also time, right? I only have a certain amount of time every day,
right?
And running a real estate business and a real estate team, and my most important team over at home, it takes up a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
But I got time for it all. You just figure it out, right? You just figure it out as far as time is concerned.
Yeah. Well, we talk a lot about, successful owners like yourself who also have lives outside of work too, right? So we talk a little bit about dialing in, but how do you balance that, right? Because, you mentioned having 3 kids, your most important team back home. As someone who was working 9 to 9 before, how do you manage that now?
I don't balance it. It's very unbalanced, but it's also it's balanced at times, and those moments where it does feel balanced, I go to that, but it's unbalanced every day.
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's okay. I coach baseball.
Yeah.
I'm at either a baseball diamond, soccer field, or hockey arena every single night, except for Thursdays.
Yeah.
Weekends, I've seen every frickin' town in Ontario this summer.
Yeah.
I'm in London Friday, and then I have to go from London. My wife will stay there with Jojo and Vincent, and then I have to go to St. Catharines with my daughter for a soccer tournament, right?
Yeah.
So it's very unbalanced.
Yeah.
But want balance, like go get an hourly job.
Yeah.
Go do that. And that's balance. I don't, doing this for 18 years, I don't think balance is for me.
Yeah. No, I don't believe in the term balance either.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not. It's not like a goal of mine to be balanced, because I've been unbalanced on the work side, family side before.
Yeah.
But I've also been unbalanced on the family side, the opposite side too.
Yeah.
So as long as it's close, I'm good. But I'm not looking for balance. I like being unbalanced. I like mayhem.
Yeah.
I like being in a hurricane, and I've said this before, where I love a hurricane around me.
Yeah.
But what I've found throughout the years is that I can step into the eye where there is calmness at any time and shut everything off.
Yeah.
But I need to know, like, when I step back out, that hurricane is there.
Right.
So when my day's done and I'm in my decompression time, and I like to decompress I like to watch TV.
Yeah.
You know? So when everybody's to bed, it's 10:30, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Go downstairs, watch a little America's Sweethearts or whatever, like whatever's on Netflix or sports or whatever. And I just need that little moment. I'll throw on Housewives. I don't care. Like my slice is Vice.
Yeah.
My Vice is Slice, whatever it is, right? I junk. I like just at that's my like junk time, where I just want something I don't have to think about and just enjoy it. But I'm also day to day. Yeah. Right? Like, where my wife's a planner, like she's probably thinking about Christmas presents right now. Right. I'm like, let's take care of today. Right. And then at night I'll look at my schedule tomorrow. Yeah. I'll know where my first appointment is. And that's where my head's at. Right. Right. And I'll make sure I do that well, and then the next appointment well, and then that's it. So not looking for balance. I don't think balance is for me. No. I'm with like you. Mayhem. Yeah. Mayhem. Like back up against the wall, absolute mayhem. Yeah, savage. Right? With the kids' sports and all that, and coaching. Like coaching is always a big commitment. Yeah, that's priority.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of priorities in my life, and they're all important.
Yeah. So you only really have an allotted time during the day, during the week to really dial in and get stuff done, right?
Yeah.
You can't just wait for hours on end to get things done, right? Like when it comes time to work, sounds like with everything you have going on in that mayhem, you need to make the most of the time that you have.
So my weeks are like minute to minute.
Yeah.
Hence why I bumped this like 4 times, because I'm just like, you know what? It's I'm not there. The listings kept coming and offers and all that.
Yeah.
And it's not worth the stress, right?
Right.
So yeah, during the week is minute to minute.
Yeah.
Like minute to minute. But that's to allow me to have time on the weekends.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll sacrifice that minute to minute during the week to not have that on the weekends. And again, I have a lot of help.
Yeah.
I have a ton of help in the office, and I would never be able to do this level of real estate alone. It'd be wouldn't be impossible, but it would be quite miserable.
Yeah.
I've done it before. I've sold 100 houses alone, like no assistant, anything, before DocuSign.
Right.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Wow.
And you know who got the worst of it at the end was the clients.
Yeah.
They got the worst version of me.
Yeah.
And I didn't show up at my best, and I lost one client.
Yeah.
And that was one too many for me. The next day is when I started to put all this in order.
Yeah.
Yep. Took one client. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
To make that change.
That's it.
And how do you personally dial in then when it is time to dial in? You're minute to minute, things are going crazy. How do you just get into the zone, the Paul zone?
It's not hard for me to get into the zone because I love working.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
So like I love emails. I love checking that off my list every day. It's every single email gets addressed. I go email. We use Slack, so it's like email, Slack messages, social media messages. Then I go to my text messages.
Yeah.
And in my book, I write down the last time. So today, say I finish them at 12 o'clock. I go to Thursday, 12 p.m. email. I know from 12 p.m. today to infinity before, I've taken care of every email.
Yeah.
And then if it gets away for a couple of days, I know where to go back to.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a little system that but dialing in is coffee 24/7, 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. I don't, I get macro foods for lunch. I don't want to think about what to eat.
Yeah.
I want to eat while I work. So it's those little things throughout the years where I'm just like if somebody asked me to go out, like a mortgage broker, if a mortgage broker asked me, I'm not going for lunch.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'd rather work.
Yeah.
Rather work. If you want to do business, send me a referral. I'll send you 3.
Yeah.
Right. Let's do business by doing business.
Yeah.
My lunch is here. It's in the fridge.
Yeah.
I got to warm it up, and I'll eat it while I work.
Yeah.
So because again, my week is hammered, and that's works for me.
Yeah.
May not work for other people.
Yeah.
But it puts me into that mayhem that I love.
I can hear Avery giggling right now because we're very similar in that sense. We do easy foods.
Yeah,
It's just from Mercado. There's like those same thing. You just warm up in the microwave and you just put them on your desk as you're working and it's good to go.
Yeah,
right?
even in the office, they know I eat at 11.
Yeah.
Don't eat breakfast. I drink coffee, and then they'll hear like with the fork, pop, 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 pop. Yeah. It's like, it's time for lunch. Yeah. Right. And I don't want to think about what to eat.
Yeah.
I don't. If we want to go out, we'll go for it on the weekend.
Yeah. And this might not be a common thing, but I know mortgage, when you mentioned taking you out for lunch, right? You probably get offers like that all the time, right? Hey, Paul, let's do this. Paul, let's do that. Hey, come to this during the day. You sounds like you're very good at just saying like, guys.
Yes and no. I'm a people pleaser too.
Yeah.
So, the social schedule is another thing that you have to manage. I like golfing. I like all that stuff. So, I mean, I like, I go to a lot of concerts and games and stuff like that. But that's why I'm not going out for lunch.
Right. So you can get it done.
So I can do this other stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'm at baseball every night, right? So it's wild. It's wildlife. It's awesome. One more blink and my kids are 12, 10, and 7. So so one more blink, that'll all be done. That feels like soon too. So it's pretty crazy. So
and this is such an awesome time of their lives too, right?
Oh, I'm enjoying it. This is my 20s were awesome. They were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
My 30s were pretty sweet too.
Yeah.
And then the 40s so far have been the best yet. So
that's awesome.
It's good. And the 50s, God willing, I guarantee you they'll be awesome.
Yeah.
They'll be awesome. Life's good, man.
Yeah.
Life's this is your one shot. Like let's have fun. Let's enjoy it. I'm not trying to be the richest guy in the graveyard, and let's get it done.
Yeah.
Right. I love it. Let's dial in.
I love that.
Yeah, that's good.
And it sounds like you like to teach. You love to teach. Right?
I do.
It sounds like you really have a passion.
To teach is to learn again, which is fantastic. And then again, having a team and being able to do that, you forget how much you know until you teach it. Like real estate's like my mother tongue, right? Like it's just so much. I've done thousands of successful deals. Imagine how many deals I've been in total, right?
Yeah.
Like deals that you lose, or back in COVID, it would take 7-8 shots to get it done for the client. So thousands upon thousands, and it's all about those reps, and to be able to teach that and offer that to the marketplace. Like my why for AW for You is the marketplace deserves really good agents.
Yeah.
And we supply that to the marketplace. That's the why of AW for You. I don't have to have a team. I still sell real estate. Probably a lot less stressful and all of that. But the why for me is strong enough to do it.
Yeah.
The marketplace deserves amazing service. That's what we give the marketplace.
Yeah.
Our conversations in our office are different than other offices. The mindset is fucking different.
Yeah.
Totally. How we talk and how we carry ourselves, especially when it comes to clients in real estate, I promise you is a lot different.
Yeah.
Right.
I can tell, and I can feel that. It feels like when people come into your office, they don't feel like they're being sold, right? They feel like they're joining your team.
Again, that appointment yesterday was in my office. Like, don't sell your house right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the right time. And that's my first time meeting them.
Yeah.
And they may go to somewhere else, and that person may tell them to get the listing and then try and work them down or whatever. It's called buying a listing, right? Sometimes we're in competition, and then you see the listing come up, you didn't get it, and you're like, oh my God, it's a high price. That's buying the listing, then that agent's going to try and work them down. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. My job is to report the marketplace, whether good or bad.
Yeah.
And if what you want to hear is not what's going on out there, sorry.
Yeah.
And you don't want to use me, that's okay. Mm-hmm. That's okay. I'll be there on the real list.
Yeah.
Just keep it real, keep it honest.
Yeah.
People appreciate that. Again, it's going back to commercial real estate, how I don't do it. People respect that.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't do it because I'm not passionate about it. It's not my thing. Just because I'm in real estate doesn't mean I should do everything in real estate.
Totally.
I still lease properties.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I may not go to the property.
Right.
But I'm going to lease it and negotiate it for you 1,000%.
Yeah.
I'm not above that. But yeah, commercial is just it's when I say, and again, somebody called me with a $5 million commercial deal.
Yeah.
You're not in the best hands with me on this, right? If I feel there's somebody better at this than me, I'm going to make sure that I put you in their hands.
Yeah.
So I refer to.
What are you most proud of in these last 18 years to where you are today?
What am I most proud of?
For AW for You.
For AW for You. I'm most proud of the mindset that we've built there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mindset, like I said, it's just different.
Yeah.
The mindset for the client and for the marketplace. I'm really proud of that.
Yeah.
And really proud of the reputation. Yeah. Extremely proud of the reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know even just before knowing you and having met you a few times, I could feel that. And I'm sure if I walked in your office later today, I would meet a team member of yours and feel that same energy.
Yeah.
We were just sitting down reflecting as a team yesterday and sitting in that room and looking like it's been a roller coaster over the last 2 years for us, right?
Yeah.
In this growth phase. And we're looking around the room and seeing the faces that have been here since day one. And we're just thinking like, wow. This is what it's all about, right? Right here, sitting in this, just the people that I'm sure your team's been with you, right, for quite some time. I mean, I know Chris still with you as well since day one, right? So you're probably sitting around that room looking at all these individuals, and just you must be so proud.
I am, and sometimes when I'm there alone, in the office, I'm like, yeah, this is, and it's hard for me to because again I feel like we're just getting started, which is great. Which is great. Once I'm, I'm never satisfied. Mm-hmm. So I think once I reach satisfaction that's when I'm done. Mm-hmm. Right. So there's times when I'm there alone, I'm just like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
hope they feel like it's cool
Yeah.
too. You get in your own head, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, sometimes you have to give yourself the flowers that you deserve when you build something.
Yeah.
But the journey, like we know this, the journey is better than the end. There's no end.
Yeah.
Like I don't have an end. There's no end goal.
Yeah.
It's just let's see how more we can push the envelope and other things that we can offer to the experience. And like I said, the Sprinter van is like ridiculous, terrible investment.
Yeah.
Insurances, I imagine, is super expensive.
Yeah.
Drivers and this, that, the other. But fuck it, why not?
Not the richest man in the grave, right?
That's right. Who wants to be that? That's no fun.
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like that and those conversations. But I'm also a believer in manifesting things, and when you put the energy out there and into the universe, funny things start to happen. So
I'm very confident you will have that Sprinter van.
I will. I am too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, from someone who likes to golf, I mean, Scotty Scheffler, I don't know if you just saw him recently, he just did an excerpt on, he asked him, like, winning these majors, winning these championships, like, do you feel fulfilled? And Scotty said, winning the green jacket, it's cool for about 10 minutes, right? But it's really like everything that led up to that moment, and going home and seeing my family and seeing my kids and like going, see my team, my caddy, my dad, whatever it might be. Like, winning the big trophy at the end, like 10 minutes, cool, whatever, but then it's over.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's really the person you become along the way. That's the most fulfilling part.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Love that. -3 right now.
Yeah. So, I love to close this with this, right? So you're at the office, you have, the beautiful kitchen, you got your optimal number of team members. What's next?
Just dialing in the process.
Yeah.
More systems, more services for the client, more things where we're always one step ahead. If we can get 2 steps ahead, great. More people, figure out a way to serve more people.
Yeah.
That's always next. And I don't think that'll ever change. We're happy with the space that we're in right now. Happy with the crew that we have there right now. Operations is buzzing. They're dialing in, and it just comes down to what else can we add to become truly the 4 seasons of real estate. And that's the ultimate goal, is becoming the without a doubt, hands down, the 4 seasons of real estate in Essex. But that'll shake. You can really shake through Ontario in real estate. It's everything's a lot smaller than we could imagine.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, we handpick guests that we feel like are very dialed in. And I can say from when I met you 2-3 years ago, you inspired me, because I was telling you when you came in, seeing your office and seeing the team that you built and seeing how you built a cool, fun working environment to be in, really fired me up. I mean, sitting in this office today was a bit of a manifestation of what you had built yourself with your team. So, I can tell you're dialed in. The team and I have share that sentiment about you. And so just thank you. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome, man. And thank you for having me, and keep going forward.
Yeah.
And congrats on all your success, of course. And
thank you.
Love what you guys are doing, and can't wait to experience it myself and be a part of it with some upcoming projects. That's awesome.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Peace.
Thanks.